It has been said here and I want to repeat it, that I initiated the amendment to the Fisheries Act so that the Coast Guard could actually come to Lake Victoria. And the reason we amended that act was because of the menace of the Ugandan security forces arresting our people here and taking them as far as Jinja. In my constituency in Rarieda, every week I get a complaint of between 3 and 5 people arrested just around here and taken, imagine, all the way to Jinja, where even me as a lawyer I cannot practice. Hello? But when then the Coast Guard came to Lake Victoria, instead of facing outward, they started facing inward. Instead of protecting us from the Ugandans, they started harassing our own fishermen. I can tell you that I have even myself written a letter. I have even had to quarrel. Sometimes I have even had to go to court because they arrest people and there's a standard charge. These waters are our waters. While we must ensure that people use the right fishing gear, we cannot turn fishermen into places of collecting illegal tax. So I want to plead with you, and I mentioned it when we were doing that survey, that you must caution the Coast Guards against that habit. Because if they continue that way, then we will amend the act so that we get them from Lake Victoria, warudi huko Mombasa pale walikuwa, if they must continue harassing.
Before I go to anything substantive, I want just to react on 2 issues that were brought up by many speakers who have spoken here. And I thank the chairman of Otiende, the Beachman Management Unit, for raising this issue about Coast Guard. Everywhere within the county, wherever I've gone, in all the beaches, right from Musenge, Wichlum, to here in Otiende, up to Asembo, the main complaint, leave alone even the complaint about the Ugandans who come across to our waters and arrest people and take them to Uganda, has been about the Coast Guard. The regional commissioner, since this matter is within the docket of Interior, and it is because we have talked about this issue about the Coast Guards as a starting point, so that people will have faith in what the national government can do in response to the cry of the people as expressed today in Otiende. I ask you, the regional commissioner, talk to the authorities in Nairobi and the entire team of Coast Guards in Siaya, the personnel, not the establishment. The entire personnel should be immediately withdrawn, and you bring a new team with fresh instructions. Lakini wale wako hapa, it will be very difficult to change their behavior. They have now been used to harassing and getting little money from fishermen, fisher folk. To change them is going to be very difficult. But I think to send a word across that you are serious about the plight of the people in Otiende and in Siaya and in the Lake region as a whole. As soon as we reach Kisumu, make those consultations, and the Coast Guard team here, the membership, the force, the individual officers, should all be withdrawn with immediate effect and bring a fresh team. And if you bring a fresh team, tell them they can work with the beach management unit on how to do their work. If they work together with the beach management unit, their work is going to be extremely easy.
Madam County Commissioner, kindly, His Excellency Hassan Joho spoke into it when we were in Kisumu a few months ago. We cannot allow our fisher folk to be harassed. Coast Guard are supposed to guard the lives of our fisherfolk. So, the regional coordinator wa Coast Guard, Mr. Ben, our teams on the ground, all the national agencies, led by the Regional County Commissioner, Madam Flora, kindly, this is not something to be discussing and fighting over all the time. We need to ensure our fisherfolk are protected, they are offered the necessary security, and they should not be harassed. Otherwise, I don't think even the governor or the minister will continue begging for services to our fisherfolk. This is something that must be done, and it has to be done now. It's not about tomorrow, it has to be done now.
Fishermen and fisherfolk nyote ambao mko hapa kwamba tumewasikiza na tutaenda kuyatatua yale matatizo ambayo yanawasumbua hapa, hasa kuhusiana na Kenya Coast Guard.
The other issues which have been raised here. Now, this issue of the Coast Guards, I've had informal consultations with the regional commissioner. As we look for a long-lasting solution, for a start, we have agreed with her that next week she is going to convene a multi-sectoral stakeholders forum under her leadership so that these issues can be discussed and an amicable solution found. And if no solution can be found at that level, we are going to escalate that to the national level and we will intervene to ensure that we get a lasting solution. But whenever people talk, solutions are found. So we have agreed that next week she is going to convene a multi-stakeholder forum, including but not limited to the beach management union leaders, to take part in that meeting so that we can sort out some of the challenges here as we look for a long-lasting solution, which I want to promise you on behalf of the national government will be found.
Mane Kenya ka to jo Uganda mane mawe na mano miyo gini mondo gidhi giriti giweyo. Koro giduogo, koro jo namwa gi makoro gisando kae gi mako. Kendo koro biches gi.
Remember you for that. Mr. Speaker, you are my boss, I cannot talk much.
Wacho kawuono mondo ging'e problem ma wan go to nam. Sasa ako bi misa awacho ni problem man ge nam ka o kuom number 1 man go mokwongo en Coast Guard.
Adwana wach ni maber.
Kajaba nyoto pingo Pia na nyimbo moja tafadhali. Nyimbo moja tafadhali. Nyimbo moja.
Barabara kabisa. Na sasa naomba tutulie sote. I guess my DJ, you already have the national anthem.
Yeah,